Let me ask you something honest. Have you ever worked hard your entire life and still had nothing to show for it? Have you ever gotten paid and somehow 2 weeks later the money is just gone? And you sit there thinking, what am I doing wrong? Because you're not lazy, you're not stupid, you're trying. But no matter how hard you try, the cycle just keeps repeating itself. Here's what nobody ever told you. The problem isn't your income. The problem isn't the economy. The problem isn't bad luck. The real problem is something much deeper. It's the way poverty rewires your brain. And today, we're going to talk about that. We're going to break down the psychology behind why people stay broke, the 7 biggest mistakes keeping you in that cycle, how to survive and escape financial debt step by step, and exactly what you need to do, starting today, to begin building real, lasting wealth. This isn't a get-rich-quick video. This is a get-your-mind-right video, because that's where it all starts. Stay with me. Let's start with something called the scarcity mindset. Princeton researchers ran a fascinating study. They took people from different income levels and gave them all the same cognitive tests. What they found shocked everyone. People who were struggling financially scored significantly lower on decision-making tests, not because they were less intelligent, but because their brain was already overwhelmed. Overwhelmed with one thought, one constant, exhausting thought. How am I going to make it this month? Psychologists call this scarcity mindset. When your brain is consumed with financial stress, it loses bandwidth. It can't think clearly. It can't plan ahead. It can't see opportunities. It's like trying to run a computer with 100 programs open at the same time. Everything slows down. Everything crashes. And here's the painful part. The less money you have, the more mental energy you spend thinking about money, which means you have less mental energy left to actually figure out how to make more of it. It's a trap, a psychological trap that millions of people are stuck in right now. And it gets worse. When you grow up without money, or when you've been broke for a long time, your brain starts making decisions based on one thing only: fear. Fear of not having enough. Fear of missing out right now. Fear that tomorrow might be worse than today. And fear-based decisions are almost always short-term decisions. You get paid, you spend it immediately, because your brain says spend it before it disappears. You avoid opening your bank account because your brain says what you don't know can't hurt you. You ignore the debt letters because your brain says dealing with it makes it real. This isn't weakness. This isn't failure. This is your brain trying to protect you the only way it knows how. But those protective instincts are actually keeping you trapped. Now let's talk about the 7 biggest mistakes that keep people stuck in poverty. And I want you to be honest with yourself here, because recognizing the mistake is the first step to fixing it. Mistake number 1, spending money the moment it arrives. This is the single most common pattern among people who struggle financially. The paycheck hits the account, and within 48 hours, it's gone. Not because of one big purchase, but because of dozens of small ones. Groceries, gas, a meal out, something online, something for the kids, and before you even realize it, the account is empty again. This happens because your brain, in a scarcity mindset, treats every dollar like it's about to disappear, so it rushes to convert money into things because things feel more real than numbers in an account. The fix? Pay yourself first. The moment money comes in, before anything else, move even $5 into a separate account, even 5. Build the habit. The amount grows later. Mistake number 2, only one source of income. This is one of the most dangerous financial positions to be in. If your only income stops, everything stops. Wealthy people have multiple streams: a salary, a side skill, rental income, dividends, online income. Now, I'm not saying you need all of those overnight, but ask yourself, do you have one skill that someone else would pay for? Tutoring, fixing things, driving, writing, cooking, designing? One extra income stream, even $200 or $300 a month, changes everything. It changes your options. It changes your stress level. It changes your future. Mistake number 4, spending time with people who have no financial ambition. This one is uncomfortable to hear, but it's real. Research consistently shows that your income tends to average out with the 5 people you spend the most time with. If everyone around you is broke and okay with it, you will stay broke and okay with it. Not because they're bad people, but because environment shapes behavior. You don't need to abandon your friends, but you do need to add new voices to your life. Podcasts, books, YouTube channels, mentors, people who are where you want to be. Let their thinking influence yours. Mistake number 4, not investing in your own skills. The fastest return on investment in the world is investing in yourself. A course, a certification, a book, a skill. These things increase your earning potential permanently. Poor mindset says, I can't afford to spend money on learning. Wealthy mindset says, I can't afford not to. Even free resources, YouTube, libraries, online courses can completely transform what you're worth in the marketplace. Mistake number 5, ignoring debt instead of facing it. This is the one that destroys people silently. Debt doesn't disappear when you ignore it. It grows. Interest compounds, stress compounds, shame compounds. The longer you avoid opening that letter, the bigger the number inside gets. We'll talk about how to actually deal with debt in a moment, but for now, understand this. Living with the weight of unaddressed debt for years, that is the scary part. Mistake number 6, no financial plan. None at all. Most people who struggle financially have never, not once, sat down and written out how much comes in, how much goes out, where the difference is going. They operate on feelings. I think I have enough. I'll figure it out. Wealthy people operate on numbers, exact numbers, written down, tracked. You don't need a fancy app. A piece of paper works, but you need to know your numbers. Mistake number 7, victim mentality. This one is the hardest to hear, but it might be the most important. When everything that goes wrong in your life is someone else's fault, the economy, the boss, the system, bad luck, other people, you give away all your power, because if someone else caused your situation, then someone else has to fix it, and you're just waiting. Taking responsibility, even for things that weren't entirely your fault, gives you back your power. It says, I may not have caused this, but I am responsible for what I do next. That shift from victim to owner is where financial recovery begins. Now let's talk about debt, because for millions of Americans right now, debt isn't just a financial problem, it's a mental health crisis. The anxiety, the shame, the sleepless nights, the feeling that you will never get out from under it. So first, I want you to hear this. You are not your debt. Your debt is a situation, not an identity, and situations can be changed. Here is how you start. Step 1, face the full number. Write down every single debt you have, every credit card, every loan, every person you owe, the minimum payment and the interest rate for each. I know this is painful, but you cannot fight an enemy you refuse to look at. Step 2, use the snowball method. Here's how it works. List your debts from smallest to largest. Pay the minimum on all of them. Then take every extra dollar you have and attack the smallest debt first. When it's gone, celebrate. Then take what you were paying on that debt and add it to the next one, and the next, and the next. The math isn't perfect, but the psychology is. Every debt you eliminate is a win, and wins create momentum, and momentum creates change. Step 3, build a tiny emergency fund first, before you attack debt aggressively. Save $1,000 in a separate account. Do not touch it. This is your shield. Because the number one reason people go back into debt after paying it off is one unexpected expense with no backup. Car repair, medical bill, unexpected job loss. $1,000 won't solve everything, but it buys you options, and options change decisions. Step 4, find one way to increase your income. Not forever, just for now. An extra shift, a weekend gig, selling unused items, offering a service to neighbors or online. Even $200 extra a month accelerates debt payoff dramatically. And step 5, protect your mental health through this process. Because financial stress is real stress. It affects your sleep, your relationships, your health. Talk to someone you trust. Celebrate every small win, even paying off a $20 balance. Track your progress visually, a chart on your wall. Progress feels good, and feeling good keeps you going. Now let's talk about the steps from broke to building wealth. Not theory, not motivation, actual steps. Step 1, mindset shift. Stop thinking about money as something that happens to you. Start thinking about money as something you direct. Every dollar that comes in, you decide where it goes. Not your habits, not your impulses, you. Step 2, know your numbers. Every month, write down total income, total fixed expenses, what's left. Then decide intentionally where that remainder goes. Step 3, build your emergency fund to 3 months of expenses. After your debt is paid, this is your first wealth-building goal. 3 months of expenses saved. This fund is what separates people who keep falling back into debt from people who start moving forward. Step 4, eliminate all high-interest debt. Credit cards, payday loans, anything above 10% interest. These are wealth destroyers. Every dollar you pay in interest is a dollar that will never work for you. Step 5, start investing, even small amounts. A retirement account, an index fund, even $25 a month invested consistently builds real wealth over time because of compound interest, the single most powerful force in personal finance. Einstein reportedly called it the 8th wonder of the world. Small amounts, consistent contributions, time. That combination creates millionaires. Step 6, increase your income intentionally. Ask for a raise, learn a new skill, build a side income, create something of value. Your income is not fixed. It is a variable that you can influence. And step 7, adopt the wealthy mindset permanently. The wealthy don't think about money constantly. They've built systems that handle money for them. Automatic savings, automatic investments, clear goals. You're not trying to become obsessed with money. You're trying to reach the point where money is no longer a source of constant stress, where it works for you quietly, automatically, in the background, while you live your life. Here's what I want you to take away from all of this. Being broke is not a character flaw. It is often the result of a mindset that was shaped by difficult circumstances, circumstances you may not have chosen. But here is the truth. Your past shaped your mindset. Your mindset shapes your decisions, and your decisions shape your future. And that middle part, your mindset, is the only part you can change starting today. You don't need to fix everything overnight. You don't need a perfect plan. You need one decision, one step, $1 moved in the right direction. Because that $1, followed by another, is how every wealthy person started. Not with a windfall, not with luck, with a decision to stop waiting and start moving. That decision is yours right now. Drop a comment below. Tell me which mistake hit closest to home. And if this video helped you see your situation differently, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more